What's up, everybody? We got a couple beautiful ladies in the house tonight. Let's fucking go. And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pod Dating Show episode 3. We got two beautiful ladies in the house tonight for y'all to come call in and speed date with. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe. Please go follow the podcast on Instagram. Please check us out on TikTok as well, our Facebook also, our Twitch, which is also live. We're on live Facebook to Twitch and also Rumble. Check us out on Twitter. Go sign up for the new mentorship program that I just posted, my Emergent Values Mentoring. Any guys that really need help in dating or anything like that, please hit me up. We got a really strong group of men right now that are about to start pushing this really hard, and you want to jump in before I raise the prices. I already had to raise the prices up to $1,000. They were $500 last week. Jump in now before I'm going to raise it up again to $2,000. And we got a $4,000 package coming probably in a week or two. So be ready for that if you really need the mentoring course. On top of all that, please make sure to support by joining the YouTube channel and hit the like button once again. But when you join the YouTube channel, you will get some emojis, so please make sure to do that. Also, check out the merch store, which is also tagged below if you want to buy any merch, any shirts or anything. If you would like to book a one-on-one call with me, hit me up on my neck. Search Purple Pod. We're also streaming to all the audio platforms finally, so everything that is an audio podcast platform, go ahead and look us up on there. Yeah, but shout out to these two ladies tonight. We are just going to be doing the speed dating. Anybody who wants to call in, we're about to post a link right now, so you can go ahead and get ready to call in to do your speed date. But to start, ladies, we're just going to learn more about y'all. We just want I mean, this is a dating show, so we do need to learn about the people that these people are going to be calling in and dating. So let's just learn your name, your age, what do you do for work. If you went to school, you have a degree in anything, you can say that. If you want to flex on us, you can tell us your credit score or something. We'll start with you though.
Okay. My name is Mercedes. I'm 22, unemployed, no degree yet.
No degree yet.
Yet.
Okay. And what about you?
My name is Becca. I'm 27, and right now I'm a nail technician.
Okay. Nice. Okay. And so just to learn more about y'all, let's start with like what's your hobbies. What we'll start with you. What's like your number one hobby you say that you do on a regular basis?
On a regular basis, I like to have wine nights, chill, watch movies. Nothing crazy.
You're a movie person?
Yeah.
Have you been going to the theaters lately, or you just been watching from home a lot?
Just from home, because there's a lot of new movies that I haven't really seen, and I like psychological movies, so.
I'm really happy that like COVID's over and stuff, because the movie theaters have been posting like some pretty good shit. I feel like there's been some bomb shit coming to the theaters, and it's nice just because everybody was trapped in for so long. It's nice to be able to go to theaters again. But what about for you? What's your biggest hobby? You would say?
Hobby, spending a lot of time with family.
Spending a lot of time with family.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually a very good hobby. I feel like it's a good healthy one.
How about something like for yourself?
Is there anything that like you personally do?
Not on the daily, but like when I'm bored here and there, I like to draw. I'll paint.
Here, talk a little closer if you can. You could turn the mic a little bit because you're a little bit shorter, or push it down. I mean, yeah. That's perfect. But you said you like to paint or draw. You said.
Either or, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's something I tried to get back into recently, but it really just turned into tracing, and it's not. It's just cheating at that point. I'm not even fucking really doing anything. But yeah. Let's see. What else? Do you want kids? We'll start with you. Do you want kids?
I do.
You do want kids. Okay. Do you want kids?
For the longest, I told myself I don't. Never ever.
But talk a little closer if you can.
Never ever. But up until recently, I've been thinking about it. But probably not until I reach my 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you want to wait till your 30s?
I just want to make sure I'm financially stable. Got everything.
So the kids raised correctly.
Right.
So it's a safe environment.
Also for myself, I want to have my young ages to myself. I don't want to let all those years go to my children. No.
Mm. Not the other way around like our parents did it. Do you want to be married?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to get married?
Personally, I don't believe in legal marriage.
You think it's just a paper and it's like bullshit just to fuck everything up?
Yep.
Sometimes it does fuck everything up. It gives you a bad incentive sometimes. Yeah, I agree with that sometimes. But so you'll have kids outside of the marriage or outside of like getting a ring first and stuff. Like you're okay with that if it's the right guy. We're gonna say he has to be marriage material if we're gonna do this.
Right.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
then that's fine. Yeah, but yeah, for you, are you not gonna have kids until you're married? Like, is that since you want both?
I mean, if it happens before, it's okay, but it would be a preference.
Preference, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so what's y'all's love language? Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, or physical touch? We'll start with you.
Um, Probably physical touch.
Probably physical touch. What about you?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I haven't really been in many relationships.
Oh, because you're only 22. How many serious relationships would you say you've been in?
I'm gonna say two
Two.
and a half.
Did you live with either one of those?
No,
You didn't live with either one of them.
no.
How long were y'all together?
The first one was a year and some change, and the second was good 4 months.
Okay. And what about you? How many serious relationships have you been in?
I don't really count
Hmm.
any as. I don't really count any as serious,
Like you
cause
weren't living with them or anything?
no, not well.
You're
I
like
guess
one
I
of them. I
was
kind of was
living
living.
with them,
You're
but
like like your her friends over there, guys, just stared at her like, "Girl, don't be lying on this show."
but it wasn't like I would have them around my family. That
Okay.
serious.
Okay. Yeah. So it was just like it was semi serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. And how long have y'all both been single right now? You go first.
For like a couple years now.
A couple years now. And
Mhm.
how long have you been single?
Um, since September.
Since September. Okay. But single but not celibate. I gotta ask.
I
No,
mean, no.
no.
No, yeah, yeah. I mean, 2 years is a long time. I don't expect you to go 2 years without,
Yeah.
having some fun. That's a long fucking time. Let's see. Uh, I guess I kind of did just ask that one. Were you raised in a two-parent household or single parent household?
Two.
Two-parent. How about
Two.
you? Single. Okay. Mother or dad?
Mother.
Oh, okay. How many brothers and sisters?
I have 7.
7. Holy
Damn.
fuck.
I know.
And where are you in that?
I'm the third oldest.
Third oldest. How many of them are boys? How many girls?
So there's 4 boys, 3 girls, and I have one older brother. Now I'm losing count. One older sister, two younger sisters, and 2 younger brothers.
Okay. And they're all from the same, or are they all from the same two parents, like from the same mom and dad?
So I was adopted, and a couple others were adopted too,
Oh, that's
and then some
crazy.
are biological.
Okay,
So
but
it's like a mix.
oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool though. No, that's really crazy. That's a lot of adopted kids plus regular kids all together in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of my uncles had the same situation. I don't understand how like families do that shit. It sounds crazy. Was it
It's a little
chaotic?
crazy. A little bit, but
You're thankful
some
for
of
it?
us, yeah, because we're similar in age, like, and so we were all kind of out of the house at the same time and in the house at the same time.
Oh,
So it was
no,
kind of
that's a
like that.
really cool thing. How many
Yeah.
brothers and sisters do you got?
I have two older brothers, and
Talking to the mic if you can.
two older brothers. I'm the third of 4.
You're the third of 4. Okay. And was that all like did your mom have all the same men or there's a couple different guys?
My two older brothers have their dad. Me and my younger sister have our dad.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hey, go ahead. Or no, you already put it. I was gonna
Yeah,
say put the link in,
I
but
got
yeah,
a
good job.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For I'm sorry, for the one that's in the glasses. What's your name again?
Becca.
Becca. So Becca, given that you grew up in a pretty full household, how many children would you like?
Oh, that's a good
Um,
question.
Probably only 2. Yeah.
Only 2.
Because it was too much, you think? Like all them kids.
Not that it was too much. I just know for me personally, I would probably only want 2, just so they could have a friend. Otherwise, 1 would be okay.
Yeah, I think 2 is a really good number, especially
Yeah.
for today's day and age.
Mhm.
Back in the day, it might have been good to distract your kids with more kids,
Yeah.
or you needed hands around the house to help, with
Yeah.
shit. What do y'all think you can improve on? What's something that you would say is a weak point in your relationship game? Like if you're in a relationship, something that you know that in your next relationship you're going to work on it and you're going to be better at it because you've seen yourself not be good at it in the past. We'll start with you on this one.
Probably trust.
You have
Being
trust
more
issues.
like trustworthy, like not trustworthy me, but trusting the other person more.
Yeah. Is that because of damage from other people that have like made you not trust people now? Or is
Kind
that you've
of.
just always had trust issues?
I guess I kind of always had it. I just assume things, and I need to like stop just going with my first thought about situations.
Yeah, don't be
So
such a negative Nancy.
yeah, I try. but
Yeah, don't be a Debbie Downer. What about you? Like, what is something that you could say that you could improve on? You know, that would make you better in a relationship now.
Um, Honestly, I haven't really learned much about how to be a girlfriend. Like to take that role. I don't know how to be supportive of my man. Like how
Talk
to.
a little more into the mic if you can.
I
If
don't
you can, if
know.
you want to move it closer to you, you can also do that. You know.
I don't necessarily know how to be supportive of my man and what he needs me to support him with. You know.
Okay. So like, your mom, did she ever have boyfriends or anything? You know, like around that you got to see examples of that though. Like, did you see any examples or just none at all? You feel like
Not good ones.
not good ones. They were just
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. See, so like, yeah, it's all about just the, your environment's your destiny. So whatever you see, that's gonna push you into whatever you're gonna experience later on, probably. And well, since you kind of are in the situation, I'll give you some advice. Men really like somebody that's complementary to them. So what that means is like if he's really good at certain things, you should try to be good at whatever he's not good at. Complement his bad attributes, I guess you could say, and because that's like what we notice. That's like and like there's a lot of girls out here that can have sex with you or just like be like that fun thing, but there's very few girls that actually are respect their men, that actually try to bring something to the table, whether that's being culinary, cooking for him or whatever it is. There's a lot of women that are giving out sex today, but there's not a lot that are trying to do the other shit too. So separate yourself from the sex only girls and do those things, but obviously only for the right guy. And then also we got to always remember there's certain guys you can do that for and it's not going to do anything. Those guys got so many options, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to be able to lock that man down. You know what I'm saying? So don't get burnt out just because you do that for the wrong guy. um let's see what else. Does body count matter if they're for your guy that you're trying to talk to? Like if he was like a super big man hoe or something in his past, like is that something that you're going to judge him on, or is that okay? Like can y'all take a guy that's slept around a lot? We'll start with you on this one.
it doesn't really bother me if I don't know that
As
information
long as you
and
don't know
if
about it.
they don't know any of my friends or people in my circle. I really
Yeah,
It doesn't bother
you could
me.
care less.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Body count does not matter.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
Cause,
it's not gonna be a deal breaker for him at all.
You're about to
What
say, cause what?
Cause I can't remember who I talked about it with, but they said you could have a low body count, but one of those low body counts, one of those bodies, you could be in bed with them every single day, and the other one, like you could have a high body count, you only you're in bed with them once.
Yeah, like it was just a one time thing, so it was nothing
Yeah,
because it was a hit and quit it. Like there's no emotional bond in it.
right.
Okay. Well, like some people would say that, but it's like if you look at studies and stuff, like, and I would say this is for both sexes. A lot of people argue against me in the internet sphere on this, and they would say that it's only women that are damaged by this. But honestly, men can be damaged too by sleeping around as well. Like it destroys your ability to pair bond, and women release a chemical called oxytocin whenever they're having an orgasm. Men don't, or if they do, it's a lot less of it being released. And so when you release that, and like the thing is, after so many people that's not there anymore. Like you're not releasing that much as much because you've experienced different type of things. And the only fear is like you got to be careful because you can get something called alpha widowed. Like that's like when you've been dickmatized by a guy, and like you can't fucking leave him, like he's that toxic dude. He got that good game though. Like those guys, you that I can't fuck your head up because you're sitting there and you're building a bond with somebody that's never going to give you what you really want, and you'll ignore the guy that might be the really good guy because you're dickmatized by the asshole. So like one of the big things I teach on the channel is be celibate, don't sleep around, because that's how you find the really good guy. Yeah, but yeah, if you're dickmatized, you'll never see the other dude. You're just blinded. Still nobody wants to call in, you bunch of pussies. Oh, I also need to call this out. Anybody who wants to debate me, please call in. This is something that we're doing for the first time. If anybody disagrees with shit that I fucking say all the time, please call in and please just come at me like one on one. I would love to whoop your fucking ass right here on live. I'm not scared. Yeah, but yeah, anybody else, please come in and call these ladies. Next, I want to know though, have you had sex on the first date? We'll start with you this time since we got to switch it up.
No answer.
No answer. Yeah. Or what's the best? Yeah, that's the best way to put it. What do you think?
I have.
Yeah. She's not. I'm not gonna hide it. Shit happens. It's okay. I mean, sometimes the vibe is there. You can't deny it. Um, how, how now that you've done that, how many days would you make a guy wait now though? Like anytime that you're like dating a dude now, how long do you want to make them wait? Like 2 dates, 30 days, like 60? Is there a number or anything?
Like now, I feel like I want to start doing a 30 days type
Minimum type
situation.
thing.
Yeah, or at least like a couple of weeks and stuff and see how everything goes. Because usually people weed themselves out during that time.
Okay.
So,
They weed themselves out. Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna make them wait a while.
Like 30 days also? Yeah.
Yeah, just a while. Like not necessarily a certain time frame, but just a while. Like if I know you don't want to just
You
talk to
got to
me
see the
because
red flag. Like you're trying to see the red flags first. So like if you so you said like they'll give themselves away, within that 30 days. What's some things that guys have done that gave them away early on, like that you're just like, huh, fuck boy, bye. Like you're not. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do.
probably when if they want to make plans only super late at night or they cancel plans a lot and things like that.
It's super
Or
clear they're only trying to fuck
yeah,
type shit.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they make it obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very normal today. Like I feel bad for ladies because yeah, like all guys are really just trying to smash honestly right now. And so to find the guys that are serious relationship material, you got to go up in age, and like some women don't want to go up into the certain ages that you might have to go to because those are the guys that are like ready for it, and it's just like anybody under that like and there's so you gotta understand guys will lie to y'all forever. I feel bad for women today because everybody lies to y'all, like everybody does. Like there's no incentive to be honest. Even your boyfriend, like if you had a really good boyfriend, he's still going to lie to you about certain things because it's like stepping on eggshells. You don't want to piss your girl off. Like you don't want to say like you need to go to the gym or anything like that. Like you don't want to say these things even though it might be something that really would be helpful or anything. Like you'll lie because I don't want to hurt her feelings. And families do that to their daughters. Everybody does that to women. All these guys are trying to lie to just get sex and stuff. It's hard. I can't imagine being a woman having everybody lie to me every day and not knowing who's really honest or not. One of the big reasons why I like doing this show, especially the ones with the panels and all the ladies, I teach them all these things. I tell them a lot of things that guys are can't be honest about because you can get canceled, you lose your job, you can you'll never get sex ever again if you say some of the things that I talk about sometimes on the show because women really hate those things. So guys are so scared of getting cut off from sex for the rest of their life, they'll lie to you forever because it's like I'm not gonna lose my opportunity of maybe getting sex. Let me see. Also, what do you think determines your worth in a relationship? Is there something that you think that makes you more valuable than say somebody else? We'll start with you. Yeah, in a relationship, your top value thing.
I think that I'm a very caring person and I'm very empathetic. So I feel like that's something that I consider a good trait to have.
It's actually a really good one. A lot of people underestimate how much a guy just wants like a caring, loving woman because if you want to have kids with somebody, you want to make sure they're going to be a good, loving mother. It's like the number one thing that matters is like that nurturing ability. So it's a huge deal. What do you think is your biggest thing that makes your value high in a relationship?
I'm very big on respect and not just relationship that comes to like any type of friendship, relationship, anything. Just I'm really big on respect. And as soon as you like lose my respect, you're gonna start losing everything else.
Yeah, it's over after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like so those guys that have got your respect in the past, what made them get it? Like what was special about them that made it to where they
Uh,
got that respect?
me personally,
Here, talk closer if you can.
Me
Sorry.
personally, a stranger, this is my first time meeting you. I respect you. But as soon as you lose my respect because you do something towards me or behind my back or something, you're going to lose my respect. So any stranger that I meet will automatically have my respect because I don't know this person.
Mm-hmm.
They could be somebody I don't ever want to deal with
Mm-hmm.
or, cross a path with, whatever. I'm gonna be respectful towards you because I don't know if I come across you a certain way and I'm not respectful, how do I know you're gonna react?
Yeah, yeah, it's a mutual thing. But what about men though? Like for the men that like you've talked to, has there ever been a guy that you like fully respected in the relationship? I guess you could say that like you were really really able to kind of submit to him in a way because he was such like a alpha like masculine kind of man like or anything, or is that something that's a rarity you feel like today?
Well, Me, I will only enter a relationship if I feel I can let out my feminine side because I have my guard up 100% of the time. So if I feel comfortable enough to let my feminine side out, then I feel comfortable being in a relationship with you.
And since you haven't really been in a serious relationship, do you feel like you haven't found that right guy to even do that with, really?
Well, ever since my last relationship, I just don't look for it. I don't want it. I don't want to.
Well, you definitely shouldn't look for it. Like the right things will come to you. Yeah,
Right.
don't. Yeah, definitely don't be searching for it. But at the same time, I sometimes like to say, you do have to chase the really good guys. Like there's sometimes like there's an opportunity that will come up of like a guy that you can tell is really good relationship material. Maybe he just got out of one or something, and you know that he's that type. And sometimes you should jump on those opportunities because you might not see it again. Those I don't know. There's sometimes where there's the guy's the prize, and I like to say this is only top 10% of men. Most men are not the prize. Like most of the time, like y'all know, there's tons of guys in your inbox because there's tons of simps out here that aren't getting anything. But there are some guys though that are the prize, and they have tons of girls chasing them. So if you want to play that game, you better be prepared to compete to chase. It's a fucking game at that point. Um. Let me see.
I got a
Um.
question
Yeah, go ahead,
for
bro.
Mercedes. So you mentioned your ex, your last relationship, a few times. What was it that caused that to end?
Um, I was cheated on. Pretty much. That's like short. Long story short, I got cheated on, but I was really. It took a toll on me because of how much I was disrespected because of it. I brought it up to him first. I was like, I start seeing this girl that I knew he was with before me. She starts coming up on my page, watching my story, this, and that. So I bring it up to him and I tell him, I don't want to have to worry about this girl, you know. And he acts like he doesn't know her. And I tell him, I'm like, I know you know her. Y'all were together before me. I know about your past. Like we knew each other before we got together. And that was the first red flag.
Shh. Y'all
He
shut up
lied
over there.
about he lied about not knowing her. When later on I come to find out they lived together for like a good 3 months.
God
So how do
damn.
you forget about somebody that you lived with? Right?
Yeah.
So and then after the fact I found out about it. I was at work at the time and she was at his place. So later on, I caught him in a lie about something. So I went through his phone to show him, like, I caught you in a lie, so I'm going to show it to you. And I end up going through his messages and I see the message chain between them two. And just from there, it just went all downhill. Like, I see messages of her talking about, um, like, I don't know if I can say this, but she starts saying, "Oh my God, you made me squirt so much," and I
Yeah,
was
you can say
like,
that. That's
I
fine.
was so mad. I told this man, I said, "No wonder your bed smelled like piss."
Oh my god, that's
Yo,
fucking crazy.
yo.
That is
Bruh.
so that is so nasty. Yeah, okay. I could understand your situation a lot now. I definitely would be a little bit traumatized, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'd be a little scared of relationship at that point. I gotta know just real quick, how soon would you poop at a guy's house? We'll start with you this
Um,
time.
I don't care if I gotta go. I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go? Wow, not no fucks given.
Um,
Talk
I'd
closer.
probably, I'd probably want to stay like a couple times before I'm
Wow.
comfortable.
Dude,
I
there's
don't know.
some
I
girls
get
that have came on the show and been like, never, never
really.
gonna do it. Like, fuck that. Like, a year, 2 years. Like, like, y'all are actually pretty down to earth. Y'all are like,
No,
fuck it, I ain't
but
scared.
when it comes to farting, I'm not
Oh
ever,
yeah,
That one you're
ever,
gonna
ever.
hide
Yep,
never.
forever.
forever.
Wow. That's ridiculous. 'Cause you're just asking to have stomach aches for like a long period of time in your life. Like,
You know.
fuck that.
Wasn't there a
Um,
lady that died like last year or something like that from
from
holding her
holding
fart?
farts,
Yeah.
that's really sad if that's true. I would never just let it out. Are you the type to always be on time or be late? We'll start with you on this
I'm sometimes late, but I'm working on it.
one. Okay. How about you?
You can't count on Hispanics to be on time
Oh, really?
or early.
Honestly, chat, they were both on time for the show. Actually, early. Or almost early. So yeah, honestly, shout out to y'all. When we do the panels, usually like we can have 8, 9 girls, and literally 80% of them will show up super late, like 30, 45 minutes late. So yeah, no, shout out to y'all. I don't think y'all are the type that, even though you said that sometimes y'all are late, I don't believe y'all. Y'all showed up here on time. Thank you.
I think
Um,
I think y'all show up on time for the things that are important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things that you care about, you're going to be on time for. Makes sense. Yeah. Well, thank you for caring about the show. Usually, not everybody does. What's your political affiliation? Are you a Dem, or Republican? Or are you in the middle? Like, what? Yeah, which one?
Mm, I don't really get into politics that much, but I guess I'm kind of in the middle.
That's good. Yeah, that's what people should be. Honestly,
Mm.
fuck identity politics. What about you?
I do not talk about politics.
You do not talk about politics.
Nope.
It's just not your expertise.
Nope.
There's sometimes a question I like to ask on the panels. I'll just ask it really quick. Would y'all give up if they said that you can have the right to vote, but you also have to be a part of the draft? So if a World War III happened, y'all would have to go into the draft of the war. Would y'all would y'all sign up to vote? Like if y'all or would you say, you know what, fuck that, I don't want to vote. I don't want to be drafted if a war happens. Fuck all that shit. Would you do that, or would you sign up for the right to vote, but also have the chance of being drafted?
I mean, I've never voted, so I won't
You
sign up
wouldn't
for
give a
it.
shit. What about you?
Yeah, I wouldn't go to war.
You wouldn't go to war for it? It's just a funny little exercise I like to ask. Most women answer that they like fuck that. I would give up my right to vote. I don't want to go to war. Um,
I am opposed to war, though.
yeah, I
War
mean,
is very
you're
sad.
just don't want to do it. Period. Like you don't think people should do it. Period.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I agree, like I used to be the biggest peaceful hippie ever. Like like really believing in all that type of stuff. But at the same time, like America is like the policeman of the world. Like like our army and our military kind of protects everybody, all the little guys, all the little countries and stuff like that, from the big countries like Russia and China that could take over fucking everything. So like we don't want to go to war, but at the same time, like we're the protectors of the whole world not falling to Russia and China. So it's a good thing that we're here. What religion are y'all? We'll start with you on this one.
I was raised Lutheran, but I'm like just Christian.
You're just Christian.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you?
Christian.
Just Christian. What's your favorite TV show?
Right now, you, because I'm watching that
I don't know what that. Oh, what service is that on?
on Netflix.
On Netflix?
Mhm.
I haven't heard of that. I
Oh,
don't
that's
watch.
the dude. That's the simp that kills the guys that the alphas.
Yes.
Simp.
What? I need to know about this show.
So yeah, he's just jealous of the girls that he wants to date. So then he kills the guys that really are fucking him. Basically, the chads.
What? That is a
I never
crazy
watched it, but I heard
show.
that's what it's kind of like. That's what it sounds like to me.
Dude, that's fucked up. What about you? What's your favorite show right now?
Right now, I'm not watching a TV show right now. I've finished Orange is the New Black recently. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Uh, can you sense somebody's aura or their vibe? We'll start with you on this one.
You know, I was talking to somebody about this recently, and she was telling me that she's the type of person, she's an empath. You know, I don't necessarily know the definition of an empath,
Yeah.
but she says she's an empath.
So somebody
But
that's super empathetic and can feel other people's emotions. Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself an empath, but I like to say that, you know, I'm observant. You know, if, you know, you do something that I don't like or I don't appreciate, then that's going to tell me how I feel about you.
Hmm. Okay. What about you? Sense their eye or their vibe, their aura.
I guess in some situations I can get a vibe from people just by like a look or how they're talking with me, but I just can't get it off of a glance. I have to have a conversation usually with
Okay.
them.
Yeah, no, I just don't. I think that women have super good social skills. Like you're saying, you can pick up on things. Like you can pick up on facial cues. You can pick up on just like women can sense if a guy's a creep really quickly. But the thing is, a woman can sense really quickly if a guy's a creep or a bad guy. But sometimes like it's like that you're attracted to sometimes guys that have really bad certain traits that are like really what are they called, the dark triad traits, and like that's why like women like are obsessed with Jeffrey Dahmer, just like people go and sit at like the trials for like murders and shit like that. It's because like there's some weird thing that sometimes women really like those fucking psychopaths. Like it's a weird, super weird thing. If you ever seen that girl that keeps going back to the guy that beats her and does crazy shit, that's why it's just like, dude, that is weird as hell. There's also just out of nowhere, do y'all think that a guy or a woman gets over a breakup faster?
It's over.
Yeah.
Into the mic for us, Sue, please. Thank you.
I feel like a guy gets over it quicker.
You think?
I think.
Or from your experience?
Yeah, from my own experience.
Okay. What about you? What do you think?
I'll say the same thing.
You think that?
Yeah.
Really? Dude, I've never seen that. Well, I mean, there's guys that are up there that like they have so many options. Yeah, a girl leaving doesn't mean anything to them because they can just get another girl in 2 fucking minutes. But like a normal guy, like a normie dude that like barely can get girls when he can, he struggles. Like as soon as his girl breaks up with him, he's gonna be lonely. Like think about like the guy in the Midwest like who has an average job, average career, average height. Those guys, yeah, like they're losing bad because their girl immediately goes and gets dick from another guy right after. Like, or it's not hard for her to if she feels like she wants to get a relationship, she'll get over it really quick. It's not a big deal. But the reason why I was bringing that up is because it shows also like back in the day, like during Genghis Khan or anything like that, whenever they would like go raid a village and shit like that, it was in a woman's instinct to get over her man just being fucking killed in front of her and to go and just let that warrior that did it take her and go and become his war bride is what they would call them, and like and that's why women are really good at getting over breakups very quickly because sometimes y'all had to in history y'all were forced to get over shit very quickly. You had to. So like some women are very good at getting over it because you were just it's in your genetics to just get over that shit. You got to survive, and the best way to survive is just going off with the other guy. Sadly, it's
Hey,
fucked up.
I got to follow up with that. I got a question for the ladies, real quick. This is kind of a dating show topic, but um, for the one relationship for you, Mercedes, outside of the one that cheated on you, did you break up with him, or did he break up with you, the first guy, before
Okay,
the
so
cheater?
the two relationships that I've been in, the recent one was with the guy, the first one was with a female.
Oh, okay.
So, first one, I wouldn't necessarily say she cheated on me, but she definitely started seeing or hanging out with another female. So because of that, our distance, we got separated. Started spending less time together, and because of that, like, just kind of went separate ways.
Would you like another relationship with a woman, or are you like done with that? Do you only want a man now?
I was telling my best friend I keep dreaming about me being with a woman, and I don't know whatever that means. I'm kind of like I think I want to be with a woman. So
Do you think that like you just like fantasize a lot about women? Like it's like it like it's something that like just comes from like a lot of stuff. Like I was telling you, is like your environment's your destiny. Like if you were a kid and had an experience with a woman, not saying that you did or anything, but like just like like experiences or even pornography, like for this young, like I'm 31, so I didn't get my first iPhone until I was like 19 18 19 years old. The ability to watch porn from your hand, that's a new thing that your generation is having to learn to deal with, and a lot of people were young and able to do stuff like that, and next thing you know, you watch pornography or something, you're like, oh, am I into this? Or like we're animals at the end of the day. The shit that turns us on, like like I don't know how it is for women, but for guys, a guy can go on a little jerk off trip and then have like 18 tabs open of all these weird, crazy shit. And you're like, what the fuck? I didn't even mean to get into this BDSM fucking cuck shit. Like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, why did I do this? Like we're animals. Like having that pleasure right there at your fingertips, it's so damaging. It's so scary because you don't like you can think that this is what you naturally want, but really you just influenced yourself, or the iPhone influenced you, or internet influenced you, or whatever it is. It's not really what you naturally want. Like you were kind of saying, you kind of want a family and kids one day, and like I really think that that's what most people want, but we keep getting confused and being like, oh, but this pleasure over here, like it feels really good, like to do this, but we're not supposed to be chasing our feelings all the time. Like everybody knows that you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like that's not how the world works. You gotta take a break from your dopamine receptor getting used up every 2 seconds. Let me read the super chats really quick, bro, just so I can keep up with that. Uh, we got $2 from Bassett. Thank you, Bassett. Shout out to the PPP crew and the lovely ladies. Thank you, bro. I appreciate your $2, man. Umbre of the House with a 5. Could they accept a proposal without an actual wedding? Can they be a wife without the wedding reception? More important, to be a wife or have a party? Yeah, good questions, bro. We'll start with you. Could they accept a proposal without an actual wedding? Would you do that? Would you like would you let him propose to you, and he's like, but I don't want to do the wedding stuff. Like I don't
They
want to
just
do
want
all
to
the
go to
fancy
like
shit.
the courthouse.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would rather have the whole wedding. It doesn't
Ceremony.
have to be big. It could be small and intimate, but I would still want to have a
A
ceremony.
ceremony, yeah. And can they be a wife without the wedding reception? You want the reception, you want the party afterwards too, yeah. I'm guessing if you want the to do is a small wedding. And more important, is it more important to be a wife or have a party? Um, yeah, is it more important to be a wife or have a party?
It's more important to be a wife,
For
but
sure.
it's still like a celebration.
You still want to
So
have something. It can't just be
yeah,
fucking
like
nothing.
even if we just go on a vacation or something, like I just want to celebrate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't drop 30 grand on a wedding anymore when you can buy a house with that money. What about you? Could you accept a proposal without the actual wedding? You already kind of said that you don't give a fuck about the shit, like the paperwork and shit.
The paperwork.
Yeah,
I'll have a wedding,
yeah, you want
but
to have a
as long
wedding.
as we don't, we get the what is it? The license, the marriage license. I don't care for it.
Okay.
Yeah, we could have a whole wedding, everything, just
Just no contract.
no contract.
No contract. Yeah, no. I think most guys actually would like that. Like they would see you and be like, "Wow, she's a prize because she's not forcing me to sign something that makes me lose all the leverage." And another dollar from Michael Metroke while when we're doing this. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you for the super sticker. Uh, would you say that you have an abundance mindset on men? Like, do you feel like you have a shit ton of options right now? Like, do you feel like there's nothing to worry about when it comes to like getting a man? Like, they're all coming in. Like, there's nothing to worry about. Like, you don't have to fucking try. Like, it's gonna come to you sooner or later. What do you think?
I don't really feel like that because some, like a lot of options are not always good
There's
options.
shit options.
Yeah,
So there's no
so
abundance actually.
yeah, so I'd rather have less options but better
Better
choices.
quality.
Yeah, better quality.
I could see that. It's definitely hard right now. What about you? Do you have abundance mindset?
I'll say yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys, yeah, especially at 22. You got more coming towards you than ever at 22. Like, if anything, it's very hard to filter through all that bullshit. I can't imagine. Do y'all use dating apps? Do you use dating apps?
Yeah, I just started using Hinge.
Hinge? Okay. Which one do you use?
Chispa. It's like a Latin
Jizba?
chispa.
Chispa?
Chispa.
Chispa.
Oh,
Is
chisma. Is
is
it
it
chisma or
is it,
Chispa. It's
chispa?
it's for who?
CH. It's like a Latin.
Aladdin?
Yeah, like any.
Latins.
Oh,
Yeah.
Latin. I thought you
Yeah.
said Aladdin. I was like, what
Oh
the
no no.
fuck? Latin. I know, dude. I was so confused. Hey, no, Mike, which one is Hinge? Is Hinge a hookup app? Hinge is a hookup app. I had to ask though. I don't know anything about dating apps, so I highly preach against them because y'all gotta understand they are like as don't get me wrong, there are some that are very geared towards relationships, and I actually have two sisters that have amazing relationships from Bumble, from a dating app. So don't get me wrong, some of them do work, but I highly preach against them, and the reason why is because whenever you meet a guy on a dating app, there's nothing else connecting y'all. There's that like he can do you wrong, and there's nobody that's gonna know about it. That's not gonna get back in no circle or anything. That's why people used to meet through communities, through churches or whatever. Like when you meet somebody through another person, you can't fuck them over without everybody finding out about it. It's a risk. So you treat that person right because you don't want the community to see you as a fucking asshole. So, but on online dating, nobody gives a fuck about that shit. I'll tell you right now, if I did online date, I wouldn't give a fuck about any girl. I would act like I gave a fuck because once again, what do guys do? They lie for sex. So you would act like, but in reality, I think a lot of these guys online dating, they're only going to use all for sex every single time, as much as you want something better. And another thing, if we look at Tinder statistics, they actually stopped posting the statistics because they were so bad. 80% of the women go up to the top 5%, 4.5% of men. Y'all all swipe to the same guys basically, and that so basically like there's a small pool of guys that get all the fucking girls and a bunch of losers. And the reason why is because Tinder makes way more money off those losers if they do that. If only a few guys are getting sex, all those other idiots are paying for memberships and paying for the gold or whatever it is. So like it's partially Tinder's fault, but it's also women choosing what they want, which is guys that have big shoulders, tall, sexy, dark, whatever it is that they're into. Uh,
Got somebody in the
oh, we do got
waiting room.
somebody. Oh, hell yeah, JD. Let's go ahead and bring him in. We're gonna do like a little speed date with y'all. Hey, what's up, JD? Why don't
Hey,
you, so we can see if we can hear you.
can y'all hear me? See
Yeah,
me?
y'all,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They can hear you,
Okay.
bro. You can go ahead and ask them some
Sorry.
questions.
Sorry, I got a new rig on my desktop. So, I want to introduce myself. My name is JD. I have basically many names, a couple faces. Um, Real name is Joseph, aka J Deshay. Um, I work at a private airport at Dallas Love Field. I'm funny. and I have a comedy Instagram. So I glad to be here. So tell me what's your name, what you do, and your age, so I can get the baseline.
You go with you. You can go first.
My name is Becca. I'm 27, and I'm a nail tech.
No tech, okay.
Mhm.
What about the other one?
Mercedes, 22, unemployed.
You said 22 or 32?
22.
Oh, 22. Okay. I had to make sure again, you know. So, what do y'all like to do for fun? What do y'all do for fun?
I'm big on family, so I spend a lot of time with my family, nieces and
Hmm.
nephews and such.
Okay, family is important.
I like to travel, and I also like just watching movies and having relaxing time.
So, since you like to travel, so that means your passport ready.
Yes.
Okay, good, good because I got my passport in, and I'm down to travel. So, I didn't get a chance to hear the last part, the beginning. So tell me what happened to your last relationship?
We'll always
Mine?
start with you. Yeah, you can start first. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
oh, I wasn't in a serious relationship. It kind of was situationship, and it didn't end very well. And it was a couple of years ago. And long story short, they got someone else pregnant, so
Mm,
it ended immediately.
okay. So what about you?
For me, I was cheated on. Yeah.
Cheating on. Are you big on self accountability?
Sorry, what was that?
Are
So
you big on
are
self
you
accountability?
Self accountability. I don't like confrontation. I do not like to be confronted for what I've done wrong. You know.
You don't like taking accountability.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. What
like
about you? Do
big?
you
I can take accountability.
relatively well?
Yeah, I can take it pretty well.
Okay. The reason why I ask because it's big on a relationship. No matter if basically whoever you with, you have to have self accountability. No matter what it is, because if you hear from both sides, if you just hear from one side, you're not really hearing the other person. So it's always good to keep that in mind of self accountability. So my if I could, I would say say my last relationship, it wasn't a technical relationship, but she valued her friends more than a relationship. She valued her friends more than a relationship. So basically, I could say we was in like a cupcake phase, but it was in quickly when the friends got jealous. Then even though when I confronted her about it, she agreed, and she always chose her friends no matter what. So what is your what type of music y'all like?
I like hip hop and R&B.
Okay,
Um, what type of music I like? Um,
Bad
anything,
Bunny.
any music really.
Okay, same here. I can do any music except country. I can't stand country. I'm sorry. You would never catch me at a country concert. I would go, but I can't just put it on.
So, for the ladies, do y'all have any questions for JD? because we're gonna wrap this one up.
Is there any specific questions for him?
I only was thinking, why were you upset that she wanted to hang out with her friends as much, and
Is
if you were like, why you were so mad about that?
it's not it's not that I was mad. I mean, to me, I really don't care for the friends, to be honest with you. But the thing about it is, don't act like you're single, but you're not. That single mentality. If you had that single mentality, it takes the bigger part of the relationship.
If a woman's acting single but she's not single, I mean, should that not tell you how she feels about you, or how she views you or values you?
Yeah. JD, I'll actually give you some advice on this one, bro. One of the big things is that like the way that the girls move tells you everything. Don't listen to what they say. Look at what they do,
Yes.
because they're gonna say one thing to you, but they're gonna act a different way. So I would definitely like go by how she's acting, like what she's doing, kind of like what these ladies are saying.
Hmm.
She just wasn't really about it, and that's how a lot of these bitches be today. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just you just gotta be careful, bro. You got to remember, you got to be super careful. But no, thank you so much for calling in, man. We're gonna ask them some more questions and go on to the next person. But I really appreciate you for calling in, bro. You did a big improvement compared to last time, though. You were like really on point with keeping the flow going in the conversation. Just I would say keep working on stuff like that. So then whenever you're on a real date, you're able to keep the flow going way, just as good. Where like there's no pauses. You don't want any pauses in between your questions. You want to ask a question, the answer, be ready to ask, you already be thinking of the next thing you're going to ask after that, or really listen to what they're responding to, so then you can give a really good response to whatever they answered with.
Thanks.
right.
But yeah, but good job, bro. I really appreciate you for coming, man. We'll see you on the next one, hopefully.
Good, yes, sir.
Yeah, later,
Peace.
bro. Peace out. Not anybody else who wants to call in, please, guys. We need more. I need more guys to call in. Now I want to ask though, because something else that he was kind of talking about. Do y'all like to vacation often? Is that something that y'all do a lot, or is that a rare thing that you've only gone on like one or two big vacations?
I used to vacation a lot, but lately I haven't. But I want to get back into it.
You would like to get back into it, yeah. What about you? Did your wait really quick? Did your family vacation a lot together?
My family went places like in the States, but after college, I traveled a lot because I wanted to go to Europe and like South America and stuff. So I was doing that more with friends.
Okay. Yeah. What about you?
I've only traveled out of the state of Texas once. That was to Tampa. It was a by myself trip. It was really cool. I was there for a week. My first time taking a plane, anything.
That's like the one trip that you've done and stuff.
Yes.
Honestly, so like this pisses a lot of people off sometimes when I say this, but like it's just being honest. Guys really like a woman that hasn't experienced a lot, because they want to experience a lot with someone. They want to be the first. You know how like we want a virgin, we also want you to break. We want to break every one of your virginities. Like the first time you go to Cozumel, the first time you go to fucking Europe, the first time you go to eat at a certain restaurant. We want to be the first for anything, because like it feels so good. It just makes you feel like a man is like being the first one to have those experiences with somebody sometimes. And that's an extremely green flag. Like there's a lot of guys that would see you as like this really awesome thing, because they would get to experience some really fun moments with you, I guess you could say, because you've only gone to Tampa. Like my girl's a good example of that. She really didn't experience a lot before we got together. So it's like anything we experience together, it's gonna be fucking beautiful. It's good for both of us. It's gonna be beautiful. Um, no, I'm not gonna do that one. Oh, okay. Does size matter? The for you?
I mean, it matters in a way. It's just how they use it mainly.
Yeah, but it's not like a deal breaker if they're like average in that area.
Yeah, it's not that big of a
It's
deal.
not that big of a deal. That big of a deal. What about you?
Um, does size matter? Personally, yes. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It does.
No, you got. Do you have that measuring tape, Donnie?
I do.
Can you bring it to me really quick? But we're gonna test something really quick. I want to know. with your hands really quick, what is a like what is average to you? Just with your hands, just do what you think average is.
And how many inches would you say it
Yeah, yeah.
as well?
Like say I think this is this many inches, and you know, you'd say like right there.
I think it's like 6 or 7 inches.
Here, now pace it towards me so I can
Oh.
measure it. Okay, that right there. Okay, that's 6. You're pretty accurate. If that's let's try you. But what do you think that is? How much do you
6.
think that is?
Was that
6
6?
also?
Yeah.
Saying y'all think that's average? Yeah, you are pretty accurate actually. Y'all are pretty like on point. There, we've done that before, and some girls were very thrown off about what they thought, 6 or like what big or small was. Like they were pretty thrown the fuck off. Um, who do you look up to? Like who's like a certain celebrity, philosopher, like whatever, who do you look up to? Would you say?
Um, I don't really have a specific person I look up to. I used to always look up to my older sister, just because she had a good career and family and all of that. But there's no one else really specific I look up to, like celebrity wise.
Not chasing the Kardashians or anything.
No.
Cardi B, Meg Stallion. No.
No.
Oh,
They're
okay.
great, but
Yeah. Yeah, they're boss babes, but they're not exactly somebody to look up to for a family maybe or a family woman. What about you? Who's somebody that you look up to?
My mom.
Your mom?
Yep.
She's because she did so much for you by herself.
Mm.
Yeah, it makes you be like, what the fuck? I could never do that shit. Um, what's a secret about women that most men don't know? What is something that you got to give these guys some sauce so they can actually, get some help with some women?
That's
Let's
not
start with you.
Let me think.
I gotta think.
That's a hard
A
one.
secret?
She's like, I don't want to get canceled for my women, my fellow women on this one.
Let me think.
Can you think of one?
Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna just put myself out there or if there's other women like me, but definitely like we definitely like check up on our men on their social media pages, like stalking their page, making sure that they're not following more girls.
That's something that like you do for sure.
Yeah.
But you'd say like some women might not do that, but you or like the ones that like you and the other girls that
We
you know do it.
definitely,
Yeah,
we definitely
it's
do.
definitely a thing.
Yeah.
See, like my big beef is I hate guys on social media because they're so fucking stupid. Like they'll have a great girlfriend and they sit there and like have to like all these girls' pictures all the time. To me, it's simping. It's giving attention. It's just like why give attention to somebody? And like to me, it's goofy because how often does a guy like your picture and like, oh, I want to fuck that guy? Like it's one thing if like you like somebody's picture and like it actually like generated some type of interest from that person, but 99% of the time, you're liking that girl's picture, giving her attention, and you're getting nothing in return at all as a man. You're just like you're never going to get anything. So to me it's simping. It's a form of simping. It's like why are you wasting your attention, your energy on that shit? It's just goofy. Like you can avoid the whole fight with your girl by just not doing it. It's like it's really goofy to me. So it's so but I hear this all the time though that girls have to deal with it all the fucking it's weird to me because I don't do it, but it's just goofy. If you had a son, what is advice that you would give to him to make sure that his girlfriend or whatever doesn't screw him over? Like it's another kind of secret thing, girl game that like a girl, that as a mother you'd have to tell your son to make sure he doesn't get fucked over by a girl.
I would probably tell him to be careful what he texts and like pictures that he sends because it's usually gonna end up in a group chat.
Okay. Yeah, that's a super good advice one. I feel like guys slip up for years in text until they realize, fuck. Like, I want to say I was texting stupid shit until I was at least 24, 25 before I was like, okay, I take back everything I used to say. Like, all of it was so stupid. What about you? What's some game that you would give to your son? Like, you don't want him to get screwed over by a girl. Talk closer to the mic if you can.
I don't know. I don't know. If she starts acting different, just all of a sudden she starts acting different, then there's definitely another man.
There's definitely another man as soon as she starts acting different.
Whether whether they're just talking, they're linking, whatever. There's definitely
Yeah,
something
yeah.
wrong.
Women always cheat emotionally first. Like a guy, like they'll actually cheat just sexually, and that's it. Like they're not like they can just fuck something and walk away from it. It's like taking a piss. It's nothing. But for a woman to have sex with somebody, for a woman to cheat on you, she emotionally already you already lost her emotionally. She already emotionally checked out to the other guy.
I think that's a great segue into my question earlier about like whenever you asked who gets over breakups quicker, women or men.
Yeah.
Um, and the reason why I asked the question of did you break up with your ex first or did they break up with you? Because usually for a girl to break up with a man, she's already checked out emotionally. So once you've already broken up with them, you're already done. That guy hasn't even been able to absorb what the fuck just happened, basically. You
He's
know,
behind. Yeah.
so he's already lost. Like you've basically started off a 100 yard dash at
At
the
the
80
finish
yard
line.
mark,
Yeah.
while he's starting literally at zero.
Yeah.
You know, so I personally believe that women get over breakups a hell of a lot sooner than a guy does, especially whenever she's initiating most of them.
Especially if she does that. Yeah, if she does something like that. But that's why like they always say that, like you said, you're gonna tell way beforehand. Like you're gonna know that she's already checked out. Um, if you were a man, do you think life would be easier? Do you think that certain privileges for men versus women, basically?
I think it might be a little easier just from like personal experience.
Seeing like your brothers or your father and stuff like their life,
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit easier than being a woman. What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. What I like to say on this question a lot is so it's father time and mother nature. So like, but for guys, we're nothing when we're 18 years old. We get out of high school. We can't make we're not making six figs. We're not fucking we're not the cool guy. We don't have a beard and mustache. We don't have the physical. We haven't learned all the stuff to make us really attractive to women yet. So guys, we're losers at 18. And then once we hit 30, 35, that's our prime. And that's when you're making 100K a year. That's when your savings is big. That's whenever you're able to do all the really big stuff. But for a woman, it's the opposite. So I would say that guys have the privilege at 35 plus because we get all our value late in life and we keep getting higher in value because our value is a lot is based on our provisioning, our income and stuff. But for a woman, a lot of y'all's value is based off your youth, your beauty, your ability to have children and shit like that. And that's just what men naturally want, just what they naturally want. So because of that, y'all have all the privilege up front. At 18, 19, y'all get to go on a yacht. Like y'all get to do all types of really fun shit. Like perfect example, that 19-year-old girl or 20-year-old girl that's with uh what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio. That girl is going to experience some crazy shit the next couple of years that most people will never get to experience their entire life. Like she's going to get to live it up big time, and he might break up with her in a few years like he did all the other girls. But she's going to she leveraged her beauty at that young age to lock in some crazy fucking experiences. And that's something that no guy 18, 19, 20 gets to do unless they're like a superstar, like in football or basketball player or something. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't think either one of us is more privileged than the other. I think that early in life women are more privileged and later in life men are more privileged. That's it. It's just a flip. Um
My grandmother said men age finer than women.
Yeah, what pisses a lot of people off is you could say guys age like wine, women age like milk, but that is a very fucked up thing that pisses a lot of people off when you say that. But it's just sometimes like it's the very, very harsh truth of the world. Like a lot of things that we talk about on this show is evolutionary biology. This is shit that have Homo sapiens have always been like this for 300,000 years before religion, before all this shit. Like when we were cave people, we have all these natural instincts to basically be like fucking monkeys, and we got to come to terms with that. We're still fucking monkeys halfway. Like 99% of our DNA is fucking chimpanzee's DNA. We're not so different, like smartphone, dumb human is what I like to say. Like we're like our phone is way smarter than us. Um, what what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
You're a Pisces. What are you?
I'm a Taurus and
I could
proud.
sense that you were a Pisces. I
Really?
could sense it. Yeah. Can y'all sense people's things?
A little.
A little bit. Yeah. Can y'all sense what I am?
I'm not big on zodiacs. I don't know much.
I would say maybe a Scorpio.
The Scorpio. I get that all the time.
Leo.
No, definitely not a Scorpio.
Definitely
You
not
think so?
Scorpio.
No, I don't think
Well,
so.
she was right. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she can sense energy good.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm an
Oh.
Aquarius. Y'all are both wrong.
Oh, I don't like Aquarius.
Yeah, no. Usually whenever I have a full panel of girls, you'd be surprised how many of them are super confident and they think they get that right every time. And to just be like, nope, you're dead ass wrong. It feels so good every time. What do y'all rate yourself? We're gonna say based off of your relationship value. I don't want y'all to base this off of your beauty because honestly a lot of women can't help but call themselves nines or tens because it's like a ego slash like self-confidence thing, and like it's really hard to like say you're a lower number than you are. But I want you to give me a number of how you think you are in a relationship. Like, don't be egotistic either. Like, try to be honest with yourself. And five is just an average person. Like in my relationship right now with my girl, I would say like I'm a 4 or 5 or a 6. I'm definitely under average on some days and I'm definitely above average on some days. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the greatest lover ever or anything. No, like I'm not at all, you know? So like based off relationship, what number would you rate yourself?
Right now, I would say a 5 because there's a lot of stuff that I've worked on and got better at, but I know there's still little things I want to improve on.
Yeah, you know you're at least average
Yeah,
though.
like in the
Yeah, what
middle.
do you think?
5 as well.
About average, yeah. I think everybody needs to humble themselves and just know that we're all average when it comes to most things in life. Like it's not that hard. It's actually a really good thing to accept your average in some things because then you can get better at the other things. Um, what do you think? Would you rather cook breakfast in the morning for your man or have sex? We'll start with you.
I like cooking breakfast.
You like cooking breakfast,
Mhm.
but so are you a morning sex person though? That's what this
Yeah.
kind of comes down to. Are you the type of girl that wants to even have sex in the morning? You're like, no, I'm not in the mood.
I mean, I'd be down for it.
You'd be
but-
down for it, but more breakfast though. You'd rather do the breakfast. What about you?
Depends.
Depends.
Yeah, how the night went.
Okay. No, we're saying it's a good night. Like the guy's a really good guy. You do both. You get up, cook, and have sex.
I mean, did we have sex the night before?
Yeah.
We did. Then I'm gonna wake up and make breakfast.
Okay, and then maybe the sex after that. Does it matter if he did cheat on you? Would it piss you off if it was an ugly girl versus a pretty girl? Like, is there a certain type of emotion you have based off of like the type of girl he cheated on you with?
Definitely.
Like, which one would piss you off more, the ugly girl or the pretty girl?
I mean, my ex cheated on me with the city hoe, so
So it really, you're just like,
I
you
was-
really did that for that?
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
What about you?
Yeah, I think that would hurt more because it's just like, what was the point?
Yeah, yeah, you literally threw it away for that. Do y'all believe in unconditional love?
Yeah, I believe that it can happen with the right person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
What do you think?
I feel like unconditional love only comes around with family.
Only comes around with family.
Yep.
Yeah. So one thing that I like to believe is that I don't think that women can have unconditional love for men. Honestly, I think that they can have unconditional love for animals and children and family. But I think it's really hard for you to have unconditional love for a man because I don't know. It's just like I was saying earlier. Like y'all are meant to. Men are very replaceable. They're like, there's a reason why we go to war. Why we're the ones that go and die in the draft and shit like that. Like men are very fucking replaceable. Like there's not, and I think that's one of these historical things that's kind of okay. It's fucked up to say, but it's kind of okay that men are replaceable because you are the ones that make the kids, not the man. So there's a reason why women have birth control because it's easy to stop one egg. It's really hard to stop 10,000 sperm. And it does. There's all these different things that they've been trying to do, but it's really hard to stop all those sperm with all these men. You know. Um, Let me see. Uh, would you go down in lifestyle to have a family? Okay, so what we're saying is like, say like there's a perfect guy out here that's watching or something that might DM y'all after this, and say he's perfect in like every way, but he makes $40,000-$50,000 a year, but he's a good relationship guy in every aspect. You know, he's an average man though, income wise. So y'all can afford a place, but you're not going to be going to restaurants every week. Y'all might get to go out on one date night a month. Y'all aren't going to be going and doing crazy activities all the time. Like it's heavily saving over there because he just doesn't make a lot of money. Would you go down in lifestyle to have that, to have the perfect marriage? You know, would you do that?
Honestly, it depends on if he's working towards something more. Because I know me personally, I'm not where I want to be at officially financially. So I know I'm working towards a higher goal. So I would want my partner to be working towards a higher goal as well. I wouldn't want them to just be stuck at that level and say this is it and that's all I'm gonna try for.
So you're willing to sacrifice and make the bet on the guy though? Like make the bet that he might be able to have it in the future if if we don't have it right now.
Well, yeah, because we would probably already have that conversation if they're
Yeah.
working towards something.
Okay. Yeah, no, good. What about you? Would you go down in lifestyle to have that family, to have the kids and the husband, the perfect husband? This is a hard one because it's very hard to give up this lifestyle. Like you got to understand with Instagram and all this stuff, it's really hard. You see these girls having fun with these other guys and stuff. I get it. It's hard. So that's why this is a very hard question for some women because if you're already going out every week with your girls, drinking, having fun and stuff, why would you want to stop all that? It comes down to how badly do you want that family and kids, and because there's tons of guys out here that are average and they can give you that life, but do women really want to downgrade their lifestyle for it?
I'm gonna say no.
No, it's too hard. But if the $100,000 a year guy, like the really good guy came around, y'all would be happy. Like y'all would be like, yeah, I'll fucking
But the thing is, a man could make more than 6 figures. Is he really gonna
love
value
you and
you?
be like the good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like that's the thing though. Like so, what I like to talk about is there's two different things. There's high quality men and there's high value men. Okay, high value man, it's high value. It's money. He could make 6, 7 figures, whatever it is. That's what makes him high value. But he can also cheat. He can also do all these other things. He might give you no time or something like that. But then there's the high quality man. And the high quality man, he is a quality guy. He's not going to cheat on you. He's going to love you correctly. He's going to do that. Now, there's some guys that are unicorns, and they're both these traits. They're high quality and they're high value. How often is that defined? Very rare. More likely, you got to choose one or the other. You're going to choose the high quality guy that's broke, or the high value guy that's going to cheat on you. It's a little shitty trade off for most women.
I mean, have you heard the saying would you rather cry on the bus or
In
cry in
a
the?
Benz or whatever. Yeah. And most girls would. I want to say most girls would take the Benz honestly because it's easier.
They say they won't, but if they're faced with that man, I think they would.
Yeah. Hey, let me see those two super chats really quick. Hombre of the house, the $2. Hit the like button, you'll get laid tonight. Yeah, please, guys, y'all will definitely. That's the only way y'all get laid. $5 from JD. If you want to spice it up in the bedroom, would you sleep with a guy in a cat head? Yeah, would you have y'all ever slept with a guy who put a cat head on, to have sex with you?
No.
No,
No, thank you.
they've never slept with a furry. It sounds like, yeah, man. They don't go to the furry conventions, so they haven't tried it. But would you spice it up? Would you try it one time?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
She'd do it.
I don't think it's for me, to be honest.
JD, slide into the other girl. She's down. Um.
Come my way.
So back to the high value man, the high quality man thing. Which one would y'all choose if you had to choose between a guy that was one or the other? Like, would you choose you can't have both. You can only choose the high quality guy that's not going to cheat on you. It's a good man in every aspect of loving and stuff like that, or the high value guy that's going to be a full provider for you and you'll never have to worry about bills and shit like that.
And that's the only option,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah, it's very polar.
Okay, so at that point, I would probably, well, at this time in my life, I would probably choose a high value man.
High value? Yeah. But women are really hardwired to have a provider because y'all always got to think about for 300,000 years, you're hardwired to think about if I have a baby, will it be taken care of? Or will we be provided for? Like, you got to understand. And this is another reason why sleeping around is so, demonized and stuff is because if you did that back in the day, all the other men would, you would repel. And then how were you going to survive in the wilderness? You were dead. That's why they were very loyal in all the sexual ways you can imagine. But yeah, what about you?
I'm gonna pick a high value man.
High value man. Yeah, y'all want to be taken care of. It's very true. One of the exercises we like to ask sometimes is, would you rather be with the guy that's a part-time pimp or a part-time pimp or the full-time simp? So the part-time pimp, he's not an actual literal pimp, but I'm saying he maybe once a year he's a girl is gonna try to sleep with him and he's gonna go and do it like on a business trip or something. You're not gonna know about it. He's not gonna come home and brag to you about how he slept with this girl while he was on the business trip in Chicago or whatever. It's just gonna be a thing that never really happened. You're never gonna know. Or the guy that's a full-time simp. He's always liking girls' pictures. If a girl asks him for $10, he sends it to her. He gives them money, energy, attention, and time. Way too much, and that's all. It's all year round. It's not just like a one-time thing like the part-time pimp. Which one of those two guys would you choose? Would you choose the part-time pimp or the full-time simp?
Um, I believe the part-time
Pimp.
pimp over the simp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Part-time pimp.
Part-time pimp.
Yep.
Right, and we like to ask that question because it proves usually like when we ask around the table, most women all answer that question. And the reason why is because y'all really give a fuck about a guy who gives away his provisioning, his money, his energy, his attention, and his time. If he gives that away to women freely, it's a really bad sign that you're going to be able to take care of your family over the next 10, 20 years. Because if he's sitting there giving money to all these girls doing all this stupid simp shit, that's not going to last forever. Like that's y'all's savings. That's y'all's money to take care of your kids. You know, you take, but a guy, we're the opposite. We give a lot of fucks about sex. If you sleep with another guy, it's over. We take it very seriously because loyalty about who you sleep with is because for 300,000 years, once again, we couldn't tell if the baby was ours or not. There was no test to figure out whose kid was whose. So how loyal a woman was tells us how much she really loves us and cares about us. Respect also. Um,
We got somebody in the waiting room.
oh yeah, let's go. The gay heterosexual. Okay, this is gonna be different. What's up, the gay heterosexual? How's it going, bro? Do you want to give us a real name, or is that just you?
I'm James. What can you hear my audio?
Yeah, we can.
All right. So, I kind of like here because of Rolo. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but
Oh
he talks a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I know Rolo very well, man. Yeah. Are you trying to debate me? I was letting people call in to debate me tonight.
I don't have anything to debate, but I'm just kind of like taking issue with beating up on the girls and like how we're kind of like not really getting to the topics and asking them things. And it's just kind of like, why don't we just like get them to open up and tell us the truth and how they feel and what's going on and why aren't we having conversations instead of just like hitting the like talking point. It's like Fresh and Fit where they're just beating up on girls. I kind of take issue with that, and I think we're better than that, and we can move on and we can say like, hey ladies, you know we think this, and as men we are attracted to fertility and youth and beauty, and how do you see that, and is it something that you can say, well, I understand that, and I have this point of view, and I think this, and maybe we'll say something to each other that kind of like crosses the bridge. Because right now we're just kind of like in this battle of the sexes, and we're just kind of like saying, oh, let's go to battle on this, and it's like Pearl's doing it, uh, Fresh and Fit are doing it, and I'd really like to see you grow and like expand this to like a bigger conversation and overcome that and say, hey, let's talk. Maybe these girls are something interesting that we don't know yet.
Well, no. So I appreciate you for coming, bro. Yeah, I really do. That is the whole point of the show, bro. Is because I'm trying to be different from them. So like a big thing that I hate about Fresh and Fit and all these other channels is they gatekeep Red Pill. They heavily gatekeep it, and they don't want the women learning some of these things. Or if they learn it, they want to teach it to them in locker room talk. And I'm very much against the locker room talk. I don't. I try to talk to them and teach them these things in a more, I guess, feminine way, you could say, to where they can understand it. And I really try not to be like Fresh and Fit. Now, do some shows sometimes turn into fits where we're both going against each other and keep rising and stuff? Yes, but that's because there is some single women that are single for a reason. It's because they're very damaged themselves. They're not good at communicating. They're not good at having conversations about some of these topics, and that, like, you see those examples all the time. And then you also see examples on my show. I don't know how much you watch, but like there's lots of episodes of women coming on that are incredible women that are extremely based, incredibly smart. They want to sit here and listen to everything. They learn it all. And I do listen to see, and like Torsha came on. I know you know Torsha if you know Rolo. She came on, a couple weeks ago, and she actually taught me something that I fully changed my way that I teach women now. I used to tell them that it's very hard to tell whether or not you make guys wait or not, and she totally convinced me to start teaching, prescribing to tell these girls, you need to make guys wait, you need to do these certain things. So like I do try to give them really good advice and not just slander or not just put them down. I really do want them to learn this stuff, and if I just slander them or if I just talk shit to them, they're not going to take anything in. There's a lot of techniques that I've changed over the last 2-3 months that have made it to where I make the girls more comfortable, so they actually try to learn these things and they're not just triggered and then they don't learn anything. The show's a waste of any type of learning potential. You know, it's not a pod class. It's just fucking a waste of time almost for the ladies at that point. And yeah, I really agree with you, bro. I want to do everything you're saying, and I'm trying to differentiate. I really think I'm not like whatever podcast like Fresh and Fit. I really do think I'm pretty different. Maybe I'm not to you, but I think a lot of my following and most of the people know that I have a whole different agenda going on here, and I really want women to learn this shit because I think that as they're since they're the gatekeepers of sex, if they learn this stuff and they learn to be celibate, it makes men have to act a different way for us to like if 80-90% of men are shit right now and they suck, how are we going to make them better? If women close their legs and it's harder for the guys to get the pussy, then they're going to act different. They're going to act better. So to me, it's a whole cycle going on. If I teach these women to close their legs and be celibate, then we're going to have better men in return. So like that's all like my show really comes down to is just trying to get these women into good serious relationships. And I try to do it the nice way. Like I'm trying to be different from Fresh and Fit. But yeah, I appreciate you calling in, bro, because I'm just gonna push it even harder now that I know there's people like you that want me to do that even more.
Oh, yeah, I understand. And just an observation is like I see two women, like one is very modestly dressed, one is somewhat modestly dressed. They're not the type wearing like uh revealing clothing, and you can sit there and say, okay, so you're like the woman on the left, she's got glasses on, so she's like modestly dressed, and she's got her her hair done nice, and she's basically your typical woman who's not a hoe.
Yeah.
And you get these people on, and you could be like, well, hey man, maybe we can have a discussion about this and say, let's talk between the sexes and say, what are the dynamics going on when you're going out and you're trying to find a man, and we need to understand that there's intermediary forces that are like dating apps or media, and feminists screaming in your face, and then say, well, what's in your face, and the women are like, well, there's like images of men killing women and raping and all this stuff, and we're afraid. And you can actually get down to the dynamics and say, hey, what's your experience, what is going on, and why are we in this battle, and let's try and like move the conversation forward. Whereas it's not just a blood sport, it's not entertainment, and Rolo's constantly hitting on this. It's like we can sit down and talk.
Yeah, yeah, no. So I totally get what you're saying, bro. And like a good example of this is like after the show, sometimes we go out and eat with the girls that come on the show. And I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying now because in those conversations when we're at the dinner table, it's a lot more of what you're saying, where I'm asking them, "What was your last date like? What did the guy do? Your last boyfriend? Exactly how was he in every shape and form?" And yeah, and what we've discovered, especially me and the recruiters and the producers and stuff, is a lot of these girls are dealing with very shit. This is why I think men are so shit today. Is because every girl I talk to, they tell me about these guys and they're fucking trash. Like they like all these girls' pictures on Instagram. They fucking can't afford anything because they're broke. Like they don't even know how to fucking get flowers on Valentine's Day. Like these guys are fucking losers. But yeah, I agree. I should start doing like I actually will probably pivot and do some more shows like that because I agree with you, bro. Like that is valuable information and like I have to tell these guys all the time that most guys ain't shit, but it would be nice to have the ladies sit here and tell us directly like how shitty some of the experiences are with some of these guys because yeah, like it's crazy. Like, and you're right, we do need to hear more of their experiences. I totally agree with you, bro.
Well, I think you missed the point. It wasn't about changing the perspective. It was about having a dialogue and saying, okay, so here's a modest woman. Let's talk. And I'm married. I have a wife, and I really want her to get out there and talk, but she refuses to go into public, and she refuses to do these types of things. So I'm kind of stuck out there defending my housewife and defending the people who they don't want to speak. And I think bringing that voice forward to say, Look, man, I'm a guy who's married and has kids, and I respect my wife and the women who are like her. And it's not because I'm putting women first, it's because I'm putting family first. I'm putting men first, and I'm saying that this is what's good for everybody. And there are women out there who are the same, and you can say, hey, what do you think? What do you think about family? What do you think about kids? What do you think about putting your husband first? And how do you feel about um, getting with a family and getting with a man and doing the I don't know, you want to call it the patriarchy if you have to, but you know, and we're kind of in that situation where we're like in a battle of the sexes, and it's time to just sit down and have a conversation about it and say, okay, are all men part of a tyrannical patriarchy that are oppressing women? Is that how you feel? Is that what's going on? Is that what's being shoved down your throat every day? Or are you seeing, decent men? Are you having dates where men are treating you nice? And is this being portrayed in the media and on your show? Or is it just something else that's not real? Are we getting the right information? Are we getting it direct from the people? It's like you're the man on the street, you're talking to the person, and you got that opportunity. So take it and get it and get the info and get it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you watch my show, man, but a lot of my episodes, like I really do have a lot of girls that are very honest, and they do tell us their side of a lot of things. Like I would say I've developed a lot as a man just listening to some of these girls' points on some of these things, and I've developed a lot in my own relationship. So like I think you're kind of misconstrued with what like we always show on the channel. Like maybe like you saw the last episode or whatever, whenever that girl got kicked off and shit. But yeah, I really hope that like you don't judge me just based off of some of those episodes or like bad clips or anything, because for the most part, there's a lot of girls that do still give us their point of view, and like we do like talk a lot about their experiences. Like I would say a lot of this show is based off of me asking them what their experience is, and then I give a rebuttal based off of what their experience was. So like I definitely listen to other people's experiences for sure all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm not experienced. I haven't watched your videos. I've seen like one clip on probably where you were with Rolo, and I'm not trying to come in here and say you did this or you did that. I'm just trying to move the shit forward as a man and people in this area where we're getting exposed to this content. And I just want to put it out there like, hey, here's where we're at in the conversation, and we need to get back onto that and say, oh, let's move on past the Tommy Lauren and the mainstream media. What's that, whatever Fox News is talking about. Well, let's just like cut the shit and move straight to the stuff.
Yeah. It gets complicated whenever you put in TradCon with the faith community, with the Red Pill community, man. It's very complicated. But no, I really appreciate you for coming on, bro. One of these ladies has to leave a little early tonight, so we're gonna go ahead and move on because we got to wrap up the show soon. But yeah, I really appreciate you for coming on, bro. If you ever have any other time you want to call in and like want to have these discussions, please let me know, or just please call in, bro. We'd love to have it. I appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for having me, man. Good night.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see you later, bro. Yeah, but no, these ladies got some other plans tonight, guys. So we're just gonna sum it up really quick at the end. Ladies, sometimes at the end of the other shows, I like to do like a little rating system of what I think a woman would be in a relationship, just based off the things I learned about them. I didn't hear y'all's preferences, so I don't know how lost y'all are. If y'all are lost in the sense of trying to shoot high, because sometimes a lot of women shoot really above their bracket, and that's why they get stuck singles because they're shooting too high constantly. I'm not going to know that because I don't know any of y'all's preferences really. I just know about y'all. I just asked questions about y'all today. So that's what my rating is going to be based off, is just learning about y'all. I don't know anything about y'all's preferences or anything. And y'all's age has to do with this, just stuff like that. Do y'all have kids? Either one of you have kids? Okay, so you both don't have kids, so that's and this number is based off of a relationship number. How I see you like once again, like you know how y'all rated yourselves earlier, what y'all thought you would be. It's that same type of thing, and y'all get to rate me back afterwards, and then tell me what you thought about the show. If you would want to come back again, one of the big things about my show is I love to have women come back, bring girlfriends that are stuck single, so we can teach them things that help them get into a relationship one day. Or if you want to come back for another speed dating, if the people like y'all and they want y'all to come back, I'd message y'all again. Just really quick though, for you. Um, the only you get a somewhat high number because of your age. Like I was telling you, a girl at 19, 20, 21, their value is through the roof at the time. So because you're 22, you have a high value right now. You're a pretty girl. Um, you haven't experienced a lot. You know, like I was telling you, like guys really value a woman that hasn't had all these crazy experiences. Um, I for those reasons and everything I learned about you, I don't think there's a lot of red flags. I didn't see a lot of red flags in it. Like I saw more green flags than red, I would say. So I'd give you like a solid 6 or 7 probably in a relationship. Um, I also like to say though that women fall into their role when a man is fully in his role. Now, how many men are fully in their provisioning role? Like they're high value, but they're also quality men too. You know, it's hard to find, very hard. I always say that guys have to go and talk to 10,000 girls before they'll find their unicorn. And I think women have to filter 10,000 men because the men come to y'all. So you have to filter. And that's why, like, y'all will cut a guy off over high, all types of dumb shit. Because when you have this many guys coming at you, you just got to filter some of them in some way, shape, or form. His Instagram's weird. Cut him out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'd give you easily, you know, like a 7 probably. I'd like to give advice too on this. Since you haven't really had like a really good, strong relationship experience, um, you got to be careful anything that you go into because you don't want too many influences from your childhood, from your mother, um, any of those past things. You know, don't let any of those traumas get to you. Don't let anything from the past. And then also, I'd like to give advice and say, consider the guy. I don't know what your preferences are, but consider the guy that's shorter, 5'7", 5'8", makes $40,000-$50,000 a year. That's an electrician or HVAC guy because those guys will make 100K a year in 5 to 10 years after they get journeyman. So make the right bets on the right kind of guys. Don't bet on the fucking drug dealer. You know, like bet on the guys that are going to be a journeyman in 10 years. They're going to have good money. They're going to be able to provide you the life that you want. You know, and there's tons of these guys out here. If we look at the stats, 33% of men are sexless right now. Or they're virgins and or haven't had sex over the last year. So there's tons of in the bracket of 18 to 30. There's tons of these guys that are single and they're not getting anything. 1/3. So just kind of like look out for those. The sad thing is those guys are such dorks or nerdy that your pussy gets dry up in 2 seconds from them. So that's what makes that hard to work sometimes. But look for those guys sometimes. For you, I don't know a lot about your family life, but I get the feeling it's made you very, very conservative and very like serious about what you want. Am I wrong about that? I feel like growing up in a family, 2 parent household with a bunch of brothers and sisters would make you very, I don't know, smarter because you see lots of examples of your brothers and sisters. You had 2 parents, so that's a good example from 2 parents, hopefully. I don't know how good everything was, but I would give you a high number just based off of kind of those things alone. Like I'd probably say like you're a 7 just because of that stuff. Like I said, I don't know a lot more about you. I don't. A big issue today though is most women are chasing the same guys, like I was explaining with the Tinder stuff. So if y'all chose those guys that cheated or anything like that, we got to remember there's only a small percentage of men that even can get play like that or whatever it is. So run away from those type of guys. They're red flags. Go for the guys that maybe aren't players, but you know they might be a little nerdy or something. You know, but otherwise, yeah, I think that y'all are both good candidates today. Like I don't see there was no red flags that just blared out to me that were just like, oh my god, like this is so fucking bad. Well, some guys wouldn't like a girl that goes on vacations, but that's just a preference thing. Some guys don't give a fuck about that. Like I would say very few actually do. I'd say 90% of men don't give a fuck about that, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, you can just give me a number back really quick, and then what'd you think about the show? You can go first, yeah.
A number for you? Like,
Yeah. Like, how do you? I mean, my girlfriend's here and stuff, but I was kind of an asshole, so you don't have to give me a good number. You can give me a bad one. Talking to the mic though.
Um, I'm gonna say a 7. You seem like a very genuine person,
Sometimes, yeah.
and for the show, I liked it. This is my first pod.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, thank you. No, I would love for you to come back. We don't even get to like really even if you would have came for a full panel show with all the girls and stuff, like we would have talked about 25 to 30% of the stats that I like to talk about. Like I always go hard into evolutionary biology. I always look at statistics a lot, and like we don't even get to cover everything. So please come back again, so then we can just start. I can start teaching you like all these things that I like to show women. It just will make your dating life better usually, because you get to learn how men really are, because we're not what you think. Yeah, a lot of this space. The reason why this show is called the Purple Pill Pod is because a lot of the space on the internet is called the Red Pill space. And what they call the Red Pill space, because in the movie The Matrix, when you take the red pill, you wake up to reality. You get pulled out of the Matrix and you see the real world for what it is, which is horrible and all this crazy shit, and you're taken out. So I'm really trying to red pill women. I'm really trying to show y'all the truth of reality, so then y'all don't have to struggle in dating anymore. You know, you get, maybe you'll have a family and kids one day because you learned how to really deal with men. You know, and you might learn something more about yourself too, because there's a lot of these things that women don't even understand about themselves sometimes. For you, yeah, go ahead, give me a number, and then what'd you think about the show?
Yeah, I was gonna say an 8. I feel like you have good communication. And for the show, I was gonna say probably like a 9. I haven't been on a podcast. I've watched a couple, but
It was a different experience.
yeah,
I'm happy y'all both came, even though you are virgins to podcast. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming. I know it's very nerve wracking probably, and it's scary a little bit, especially with just two of y'all. So I really appreciate y'all for coming tonight, ladies. Thank you so much. Chat, I really appreciate y'all for coming. Even Nicole M, who is the biggest hate watcher ever and still comes back every time. I appreciate you, girl. I love reading your comments every time. But yeah, thank y'all, everybody, so much. Thank you, Donnie, so much. Thank you, Mike, for helping out in the background a little bit tonight. Thank you to my girl for doing everything that she does. Thank you to these two beautiful ladies. I actually forgot to tag them on. I just realized this. I will do a post on Instagram, guys, and I will tag them if they want to be tagged. So then y'all can go find them on there. I'll try to remember to put it in the description, because I never do that on YouTube also. But yeah, we really appreciate y'all guys. Oh wait, is there $5 from
Yep.
Jameezy? Ladies, what height and income would you need the man of your dreams to have for you to share him? Ooh, that is a good question. For you to be able to, like, we're gonna say share him in the sense that you're gonna be okay with being a sister wife. That you're okay with him literally having a whole second woman and y'all live in the same house, and that we're gonna say it's like that. What height and income does he need to be? The sister wife thing. $1 million a year, 6'4". Or you just never gonna do that? You can also say I would never be a sister wife and do that.
No, I'd definitely be sister wife.
You do it. Have you watched that show? What's it called? I can't think of what it's called. The Sister Wives show. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know, but he's got to be at least 5'11".
At least 5'11", and then how much does he need to make a year?
Let's see. Let me do the math real quick. How many women?
Just one other. Like you'll have one other sister wife.
Okay. I'm gonna say 600K.
600K.
Yeah.
Yeah, 500,000. Yeah. I could see that. What about you?
I'd probably have to say I wouldn't share, only because if I'm given a height and like money requirement, I'm not gonna want anyone else to have that person.
Yeah, you're like super
selfish.
Yeah, she only wants to. So no sister wives for her, bro. But yeah, I mean, one of them's down. It's a rare thing today, but yeah, she's down. No, thank you so much, though, everybody else. Is there anything else? That's it, Donnie?
Yep.
We
that's
done?
It.
No, thank you all so much, guys, for coming up and calling in. Thank you, JD, and our other, I can't think of the other guy that called in, but I appreciate you, bro. James, or I can't remember, but no, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, we will see y'all on Wednesday. Hopefully, we're gonna do the regular dating, or we're gonna do the speed dating show again on Wednesday. I will message on Instagram if we're doing that. Thank y'all so much, guys, and we will see y'all on Wednesday. Peace out.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey, you